Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. What an absolutely gorgeous day it's already turning out to be. Just feels so relaxing this morning, actually, to come out and, just enjoy the backyard, listen to the birds tweeting in the background here, the fresh air. It is just amazing. I'll tell you what, I give you guys credit that are having to commute every day. Since Judy's accident, there's been lots of mornings we've had to go out really early to get to the appointments. And I'm telling you, that commute, huh, I don't know how you have any peace of mind by the time you actually get to where you're going, because it is just so hectic and rushed. It is really, really crazy. So I commend you, those of you that are doing this commute every morning. It is truly insane. And no wonder they call it a rat race, right? Anyway. Reading a very interesting article this morning, and this one is about the Federal Reserve and what they're actually doing. They're sending confidential, not for distribution reports to select members of the Financial Services House Committee, and it's all about talking about how a central bank digital currency can be used as a means of social control. So they're actually adding a fourth element to money, because of course money has three elements right now, right? And of course one is a store of value, the other is a unit of account, and the third one is a medium of exchange. Now they want to put as a control over, as a social control. This is absolutely obscene. And the fact that they're doing this confidentially and doing it, sending these reports to select members of the Financial Services, the House Committee on Financial Services, and they're doing it under the table and putting in there not for distribution, tells you lots, guys. They just do not want us as the citizens of this country, who, by the way, actually elect the government to represent them. These guys work for us. Don't ever forget it. We don't work for them. Yet you got the Federal Reserve out there putting this information into the hands of these service committee members confidentially and not in the public view, in order to kind of orchestrate a situation where they lay down on us a new form of money through the central bank digital currencies, where social controls become part of those monetary instruments. Absolutely obscene. We're not living in that dictatorial type of nation. This is a nation that is built up for the people, and a government for the people and by the people. And I think they're forgetting it in a big, big way. And we need to actually turn this whole thing right around. And guys, that's where we get out there, we voice our concerns. And when we hit that ballot box, we elect individuals that are actually going to do the job for which we sent them there. And that is represent the people. And with these permanent bureaucrats like Jerome Powell and the like that are doing this stuff in the background, and Gary Gensler, the way he's operating the SEC, if he sees some kind of a czar over it, need to be literally booted out on their ear and potentially charged with crimes against the state. That's at least what I believe. It's absolutely ridiculous and obscene. And beyond that, it's actually a betrayal of the oath of office for those that actually got elected and are acquiescing to this kind of, interaction. It's truly absolutely mesmerizing, guys. And this is where we have to get rid of some of these high-minded politicians who think that they can actually bequeath their position to their own children. That's how entrenched they are into this space. Look, we got rid of a House of Lords, right? Where it was, an appointed House of Lords. We got rid of that. Under the Westminster system, you had an upper house and a lower house in that capacity. And the United States said, no, we don't want that. We want a different form of government. And that's why we have the government we do, because the founders looked at the prior system that they came from. They thought, no way, we're not doing that whole type of Westminster system. We're going to do something new, and it's going to be a government formed by the people. And we've got to get out there and fight to keep it. I'll tell you what, because there is an attack against our liberty and the way in which we run this country. That is for sure. Now, guys, having said that, I want to say something else. You're watching how all of these people in these government positions are coming out and treating us. And what's the the fallout of that? Well, it seems like in our society that it just kinds of that kind of stuff flows downstream, doesn't it? And so we have a government that's disregarding us. We have a government that really is just kind of like imposing their will and all that kind of stuff, the way in which they do upon us and things like that. And then what happens? Well, then you start seeing in local communities one group kind of imposing their views on another. And then another group, kind of like attacking other, and then you watch individuals do it. I mean, look, we're seeing viral videos of people just kind of like really just going off on one another just for the simplest things. And I want you to think about something. How does that relate to you and I as individuals? There's a quote, and I really love this quote because it comes, I think it's Helen Keller that said this. And for me, it resonates because look, I've had two sons that have been born blind, one completely blind, absolutely blind, and the other one blind in one eye and very weak sight in the other eye. And this quote says something like this: kindness is something that the blind can see and the deaf can hear. And I'm telling you what, guys, that is so true. And if we really want to change this world, it's got to start right here. We got to stop, hurting one another and hating on one another and not treating each other with grace or kindness or dignity or respect or any of that kind of stuff. Because it's so easy to criticize, isn't it? It's so easy to poke holes in people and judge them. Because I'll tell you what, my wife has a saying, and it's a really good one. People judge others by their actions and themselves by their motives. We don't afford people grace anymore. It's like there's no such thing as mercy. And one of the best things out of the Beatitudes, Jesus says, is blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Look, we're all going to need it at some point in our life. We're all going to need grace at some point in our life. Nobody's walking around in perfection. And it's so easy to just kind of get offended at somebody and then start to criticize them and tear them down. Oh, what, they're doing this wrong. And oh, I doubt this and I doubt that. And you just start peeling them apart. And what does that do in your spirit? I mean, it's toxic, I'll tell you what. And it's so easy to get there. Yeah, I get all upset when I watch these politicians doing this kind of stuff. But I'm not upset individually at the politicians as much as I am upset about what is happening and why it's happening and who it's affecting, like you and I. Look, the Bible literally says there's a time for war and there's a time for peace. Remember the bird song, that old bird song, to everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season. Well, we're in it, guys. We're in it. To everything there is a season. And I'll tell you what, there is a way in which we can react to it. We can't change other people's actions, but we can control our reactions to it. We get out there and we proactively express what our viewpoint is, but we do it in a way that doesn't have to literally destroy people and other people, but you build up a different kind of network, a different kind of system. And yes, maybe at some point we're gonna really have to fight for it, but I'll tell you what, it's not because that's the way we want to go, but that's the way sometimes you get pushed to go, right? Sometimes you really have to finally say, look, I can go this far, but I can't go any further. And that's by living at peace. As much as it's possible with you, live at peace with all people. But hey, at some point in time, you're going to have to stand up and fight too. But in the way in which you do it, show grace, show mercy. We all need it, and we're all going to need it. That is for sure. So guys, hey, I hope you're having a fantastic day. And I want to remind you, this Saturday, we're having a live stream to celebrate the 20,000 subscriber mark. And I'll tell you what, you're a fantastic community. You've done it. We've done it together. I love the fact that we're a community and this is a we, and it's something that we have all done together. And I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I hope a lot of you can attend. It's going to be this Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Texas time, Central Standard Time here in Texas. And I hope everywhere around the world you can tune in for it. It's going to be an amazing thing. I got some wonderful things planned for the community during that time, and it is going to be something else. Well, guys, I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. And until later on today, have a great one and take care.